And then with 1 minute left, they showed the knockout and everyone lost their mind. And they, and you see Henry and Ali's immediate reaction.
Bro, he took an illegal shot.
Oh! All right, Jesse on fire. Back in Texas after an incredible night at UFC 278 in Salt Lake City. And I'm going to talk to you guys about the big event of the night and then the subsequent, the aftermath. Because now, not only was I physically there and got to see what happened, but now I've seen a lot of the videos afterwards. Kamaru Usman's come out and made a statement. Leon Edwards has made a statement. Dana White's made a statement. I could talk to you guys about what's going to happen next, like what the broader implications are for the 170-pound division and what I think is going to happen next and why this outcome is awesome. And I mean that in a multitude of reasons. So bear with me, okay? I promise we're going to go fun places on this one. And I'll tell you guys about being physically there last night for a couple of things that was bananas. Oh, I want to talk about Ali Abdelaziz's reaction to Kamaru going down and Henry Cejudo's. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but anyway, I'm going to talk about all that. Now, if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell. We're trying to get to 75,000 as fast as possible. I also wanted to say thank you to this person, Serpent Forge. So on Instagram, look up the account Serpent Forge. So like serpent, like a snake, and then forge, like you're forging iron. Because people send me stuff. Like people send me products, and I tell them, I'm like, look, man, if I like it, I'll talk about it on the channel. Like, he didn't give me any money. He sent me this ring. Bro, this thing is so badass. Like, I wore this thing at the fight last night. It's like a heavy duty ring. It's not cheap if I was going to buy it, but man, I didn't think I could pull off a ring like this. And I put it on. I was like, dude, I think I fucking love this thing. And I do. The Dios de los Muertes. What? Murdered that name. But anyway, check them out, dude. Serpent Forge on Instagram. Their rings are fucking badass, dude. Like, I'm really stoked on this thing. Anyway, but yeah, so last night, obviously, that was one of the craziest things. Let me tell you why it was so crazy, just out of the gate. Like, I know most people don't go to the events, right? So like, I feel like I could share some things that, you wouldn't know if you weren't there, right? Like I try to do that afterwards where it's like, okay, so, if you were there, this is whatever. So the big thing for that, the thing that was so bizarre and then incredible was like, there is a natural rhythm to these fights, right? Like not just a natural rhythm, but there's a predictability about fights at a certain point. Like there are all kinds of fights. Now, normally a fight like I'm about to describe is like on prelims, right? Where I could tell you literally inside of like the first 2 minutes where I'm like, okay, this is going to go to decision. And it's just something about the energy between the two guys. It's like, this guy's going to throw the same 3 combinations over and over. This guy's going to throw the same 3 combinations and like one guy will outpoint. You can just feel it. Like nothing big is going to happen in this fight, right? And then other times you get in these fights where they get into this rhythm and you're like, I know how this is going to go, right? I know how this is going to go. And in those fights, there are not these big waves in energy, Like there aren't big events in the middle of the fights. And they just become kind of predictable, like they just become predictable because in the fights where people are doing crazy stuff, and there was a fair amount of them last night, like where a guy throws a spinning back fist. And even if the dude blocks it and the crowd, everyone goes, oh, guy lands a good shot. Oh, and the crowd, it's like, it's that like, something exciting is happening, and then you lull and something exciting happens and the crowd all kind of, comes with it. That's why when someone stalls the fight, right? Like someone keeps shooting in, like against Aldo yesterday, when dude kept shooting in and just like holding him against the fence. That's why the crowd gets anxious because they're like, dude, we're waiting for something to cheer for, and you're just holding him against the fence. Like this is, people at home are like, we're bored, and everyone here, it's like, we're looking for something exciting we could cheer for. But like most of the time, if you get into one of those like really predictable rhythms, right, you know what the outcome's going to be. And like, that's kind of where I'm going with this, was in the Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards fight. Like I'm telling you, if at the end of the 3rd round, you would have given me 100-1 odds against any other outcome aside from Kamaru Usman by decision, I wouldn't have taken it, dude. Like I would have been like, dude, do you understand how many of these fights I've seen? Okay. Like, do you have any idea how many fights I've seen? I've seen this movie, man. I know how this ends. Kamaru Usman is going to do the same thing for the 4th round. He's going to do the same thing for the 5th round. And he's going to win by decision. Like, that's how this is going to go. There's nothing exciting. He's not going to knock out Leon. He's going to do what he's been doing. He's just going to grind him down, you know? And the 4th, I said that exact thing to Gabrielle. I said that exact thing. I was like, I've seen this movie before. I was like, this is what it is, right? He's up 2-1. I'm looking at Leon. And even, like, we didn't even have, like, amazing seats last night. I'm just looking at, you just see his body language. You know, you can see him on the big screen, too. But you're just like, dude, this is not a guy who's looking to, like, pull this out. You know, like, he looks kind of slumped over. Kamaru looks confident. He's going to keep doing the same thing. It's just and I said, I've seen this movie before. 2 more rounds like this, and then this whole thing is a wrap. And so normally when something huge happens, like, the fans are used to that, like, you know, like, oh, and then, you know, it's like you build up and then, you know, lull and then build up and then a lull, whatever. And then something huge happens. Like, I've never seen something like that where you literally, it was like, you come down to, like, the ultimate lull of just like, oh, another 2 rounds. And it's like, okay, like, you know, Kamaru's doing a great job. He's fighting an incredible fight. But as fans, I'm talking about, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter whatever. I'm talking about the exciting things that fans cheer for. And we had just been in a total fucking lull for 3 rounds, right? 3rd, 4th, 5th, just like, woo. And then out of nowhere, you know, like, I've never seen something like that before. Like, I'm talking on TV. I'm talking about at home, like, I'm talking at home, there, whatever. Like, it took the crowd. It's not even like the crowd even immediately reacted, because there's just like, like, it was, when it first happened, it's like unfathomable. It was like, and then it was like, wow. And then it just, you know, stayed there. And then it just fucking stayed there, you know? And then Leon gets on. He's all, look at me now. Look at me now. I grew up in a shed with a tin roof. I told my mother I would change her life. Look at me now. It's just like, I don't know, man. I love this sport, dude. I love it. And I will say again, everyone was lulled to sleep. And then, shakaw. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. Congratulations to Leon. And honestly, aside from that one mistake, congratulations to Kamaru. Fought a fantastic fight, dude. He fought a great fight. Because, like, I mean, again, I talked about this part a little bit on my live stream where I was saying, like, Kamaru lost the first round. This is the first time Kamaru's ever gotten taken down. He got taken down directly into the mount, like, where he was in a terrible position. Then he took his back and he had to fight off the choke for the rest of the round. Like, he got dominated in the first round. And he was pissed, dude. In the second round, he was mad, dude. And in the third round, he was mad. You can see he's staring Leon down after the third round, where he was like, you could see in his eyes, he's like, you took something from me, and I'm taking it back, you know? Little did he know, with 1 minute left, he was going to bite on a feint and eat a head kick. But, you know, but in all honesty, dude, I saw, like, Chael did a video this morning, and he had such a great take on this, because I was thinking the same thing, but, like, it's like he said, like, he kind of framed it differently. Like, the way I was thinking about this is like, he should, like, Kamaru could almost look at this like from a position of being grateful, because Dana already said that Kamaru's going to get an immediate rematch, right? Now, he's saying that prior to him going to medicals, but I'm pretty sure Dana knows standard protocol after a dude gets, you know, sent to the shadow realm. Like, the concussion's a concussion, right? Like, he probably knows how long he's going to have to sit out. But assuming that Kamaru is going to get an immediate immediate rematch, then I'm serious. Like, I understand a world where you look at this from a position of gratitude, because look, like, everybody wants to be the champion of the world, right? Like, everybody wants to be the champion of the world, but what does that represent? Like, what does being the champion of the world represent? It represents you overcoming everything. Like, think about what Leon said, dude. Like, Leon said, I was born with nothing. Like, why? At the peak moment of his life, like the absolute pinnacle of his life, everything he's worked for, right there, he just won the world championship. He knocked out the #1 pound for pound guy who's never lost in the UFC, who's never even really been in serious trouble before, and he starched him. Definitive, no, like, you know, shaky decision. Like, put him to sleep with a head kick that he intentionally threw exactly the way that he did, set him up for it and knocked him out. Like, and in that moment, where does he go? Where does he go? This is your moment, dude. He put the mic in front of him and that, like what he said, like when Chandler gets on the mic, brilliant, dude. Chandler has thought about exactly what he's going to say on the microphone because he's playing his career strategically. Brilliant, right? And lots of times that's what guys do who are really good at this. Leon got on the microphone and his soul, like everything that's in him that he's never been able to really, and he still didn't even do that good of a job, like putting it out in the world. But that's what that was, dude. Like what he fights for. Like in his heart when he's training, in his heart when he visualizes winning, it just vomited out of him, dude. Like it just vomited out of him. And it's like, what's the story you tell yourself? In your life, what is the story that you tell yourself about why what you're doing matters? You know, like why? Why does this matter at all? And he's like, I was born in a fucking shed with a tin roof. My father was murdered. I don't know if he actually said that on the mic, but like, he's like, I told my mom I would change her life and look at me now. Everybody said I couldn't do it. Look at me now. So it's about like overcoming the odds, man. And that's what it's about for everybody. Every time I tell my story, dude, the reason that Gabrielle and I went back to Salt Lake City by ourselves and didn't bring people is because 5 years ago, we lived in Salt Lake City and my life was in fucking shambles. Like, I mean, without getting too into the weeds about it, like I was lower than a person. You can't get as low as I got without taking tremendous risks and losing, tremendous risks in business and losing. And since then, Gabrielle and I teamed up and we fucked the world in the mouth. And so it was like, we're going back like fucking conquering heroes in hindsight. Anyway, so, but the point is like, that's like more just than being the champion of the world. Like that's what it's really about. It's about like, fucking overcoming overcoming adversity. And Kamaru had become the champion, right? His dad was in jail. He's all the things that had happened. He became the champion. He defended the championship however many times, right? Another title defense, good. I mean, that's awesome. You're chasing legacy, whatever. But you want to fucking really show what you're built out of? Like for real. Come back from a fucking knockout like that and take back what's yours. That is adversity. That's like, there's no way that he was going to get an obstacle put in front of him to chase down overcoming if it wasn't for something like this. Because he had already done so well. But to take a head kick knockout like that, and then now he gets to fucking refocus. He's going to get to go fight Leon, the guy who knocked him unconscious, probably at Wembley Stadium in England with the whole fucking crowd against him. And he's going to get to go in there and he's going to get to go fight to try to take that shit back. And so like looking at it from that perspective, I'm serious. Kamaru has money, like Kamaru's got plenty of money. So this is one of those times when he doesn't need to worry about oh my God, am I going to get to the end of my career and I didn't make it? You don't need to worry. He doesn't need to worry about that. The normal things that fighters need to worry about in a situation like that, he doesn't have to worry about. And so in this case, if I were him, I would look at this with tremendous gratitude, man. Like I'm serious, tremendous gratitude where I would be like, let's fucking go. These guys want to see what I'm fucking built out of. Watch this, dude. And just, go through my concussion protocol. I obviously no contact sparring for however long they're going to recommend, but I'd be running and I'd be training. I'd stay in the best shape ever. And then I would be a fucking steel-eyed maniac in fucking training camp. And I would just visualize not beating. And then when I go fucking fight Leon again, I'm not visualizing a 5-round grind out decision. I'm going to put his fucking lights out. I'd be visualizing that every single day is starching him, dude. Starching him in Wembley and taking back what's mine. So the faster he can get himself into that headspace, the better. Why feel shitty when you can look at it that way? You know what I mean? Why feel shitty when you have the option of looking at it that way? Mindset is everything. And I don't need to tell Kamaru this. Like, this is just me talking. I guarantee Kamaru is on the same wavelength because he put out, like I said, he put out a statement And it was great. It was he's fucking, dude, Kamaru's fucking cool, dude. Like straight up, dude. He's cool. His statement was, champs fuck up sometimes, but we bounce back and come back with a vengeance. And then 2 hours later, he said, damn, I love this sport. Things happen, but Alabdumbala, I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering that word. It means praise be to God. We move. Congratulations, Leon Edwards. That's fucking awesome, man. Because what are you going to say? What are you going to say? You got kicked in the head and you went unconscious. Like, there's no excuses there. There's no, like, I love this fucking sport. And he's thinking about it like me, where he's like, now I get to put my head down and go show him what I'm fucking built out of. As soon as Dana said he's getting an immediate rematch, then you're like, boom, let's fucking go. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm him and I'm looking at, like, okay, so if you just take the money out of it, my next fight would have been probably Khamzat Chimaev, right? That's an exciting fight. Like, that's an exciting fight. There's a big reason to get hyped for that fucking fight. Khamzat's super dangerous. But how about in contrast, getting to fight the dude that starched you, after you won the fight? It's not like he beat you down. You beat him, and then he starched you, laid you out flat, Salt Lake City, in front of the world with 1 minute left. And now you get to go to fucking London and fight in front of because don't make any mistake about this, dude. Leon Edwards, he got booed in fucking England before. That shit's over, dude. That shit is fucking over. And people do not seem to understand this. I was talking to people about this today, like a couple people where they were like, yeah, but like Leon, he's still not blah. I'm like, you don't get it, dude. You don't get it. Every star, most stars have an inciting incident, okay? Like they have a moment, they get lightning in a bottle, dude. Like, there's lightning in a bottle, and then there are somebody, dude. They're a nobody, and then there are somebody. Now, there are people who are, like, obvious. They've got obvious potential. Anyone could look at Sean O'Malley fucking any point of his career and go, okay, that guy's a potential huge star. But nonetheless, he has not had his flashpoint yet. That's the crazy thing about O'Malley. He has not had it at all. Now, if he goes in and he starches Peter Yan at 280, that will be a big flashpoint for him. But Leon Edwards had none, like none. He had everything go against him. But if you, like, a guy can get booed 1 minute and then he has lightning in a bottle and he's a different person. He's a completely different fucking fighter. And that happened for Leon last night. I will absolutely guarantee you that. He'll walk out in England now and the fucking stadium will come down. Bet me on that. He's a conquering hero in England now. Because he fucking KO'd Kamaru. Like, I witnessed that firsthand last night with Luke Rockhold, dude. Rockhold has never, ever gotten a fucking cheer from the crowd. Never, okay? Never. Now, I'm going to do a longer video about this, so I don't want to step on it too much. But last night, Rockhold won the crowd for the first time in his entire career, and then he retired. I'm gonna do a much longer video about this, so I really don't want to step on it too much because it was one of the most like incredible fucking things ever. Like if you were there, again, like I saw Chael's video about that this morning too. I watched both and I don't know how many he did, but I watched that one too, where he was saying Luke needs to unretire. And I mean, dude, I'm usually pretty aligned with Chael. I could not possibly disagree with that more, but it came from like the emotional experience of being there. Like I'm not looking at it like a fight promoter. I'm not looking at it like, is he a draw now? I'm looking at it like, it's like probably for me as a fan, a blessing of the fact that I never fought in the octagon is that I can look at this sport in the most possible romantic way. Like I can romanticize this shit to a level that guys who fucking fought in there probably can't. It's too real for them. It's like too much reality, where for me, I can still storybook it a little bit. And like last night, you know what? I'm not going to step on it. But bottom line, Luke went in and got booed, and he had a standing ovation with people fucking on the verge of tears by the end of the thing. That was his inciting incident, and then he retired. Poetry. But for Leon Edwards, that was his fucking lightning in a bottle moment. So he's a big star now. He's a big star in England. But yeah, the only other thing I wanted to mention, just because I did the video about the crooked managers So I found out who that was. I found out like the person specifically who wrote the email, my fighter will take less money. And here's the good news. It's definitely not anyone you've ever heard of. It's a manager, but like it's not a big name manager. Sure as hell is not Ali. And you know, like I think I made pretty clear in the video that I was 100% not implying in any capacity that it would have been him. I was like, I actually said specifically, I definitely do not think he's involved in that even a little bit. But last night, you know, one of the clips that I saw come out after the Usman fight, at the end was you had Henry Cejudo and he's holding it up. He's like, hey, Ali, easy money, baby, in the middle of the fifth round. Easy money. And Ali's like on his phone. Like I said, dude, the fucking crowd was that distracted. Like it was just kind of like Ali's on his phone while he's like texting somebody. Because it was just kind of like, all right, Kamaru's running through this guy, you know? And then with 1 minute left, they showed the knockout and everyone lost their mind. And they, you know, and you see Henry and Ali's immediate reaction.
Hey, Ali, easy money, bro. Easy money, man. Illegal shot. Oh!
And I love it, man. And I love it because I'm like, you know, oh, I love that their guy not knocked out. I loved it because it's so genuine. Like Henry's a pretty all smiles guy. He was like, he froze. It's his boy, dude. You know, like those guys, you know, like that team, they're fucking close guys. And Ali just went like this, dude. Like he literally, the second that it happened, he just went like this. And he just like head drop. And it wasn't, you could tell, I can tell. It wasn't because he thought anyone was looking at him. That was his genuine reaction. Was like his fucking boy got knocked out and it hurt him, dude. And I love that shit. That's what a fucking manager's supposed to be like. Like, I'm serious, you know? Like, that's exactly how it should be. If you're managing a guy, you should be that close to them. You know, and they're like, I realize there are gonna be a bunch of cynical fucking assholes that'll comment under. They'll be like, "Are you serious? Ellie's just mad that he lost his fucking paycheck." Okay, well, he didn't lose his fucking paycheck at all, actually. You know, but like, because that's not what it was. It's like you should be close enough with your guy that unprompted, with no kind of, you know, knowledge of your surroundings, like you see your dude get knocked out and you're fucking that, you know, where it's just takes the life out of you. So anyway, if you're a fighter and you don't think that your manager would do that if you got knocked out, then, you know, maybe think about finding a different one, because they should have your back like that. You know, I don't know. I've been talking to, well, I guess there's no reason not to say it. I've been talking to John Fitch about a lot about this, and he makes some really good points. John, you guys know John Fitch, UFC fighter. He makes some really good points just about how, like, for these big high volume managers, it's like fighters have short careers. In reality, their relationship with the UFC is like, yeah, it's complicated. I mean, like I said, dude, anyone who said my fighter will take less money, fuck that person, who may or may not be a girl, I heard. But anyway, it's a complicated situation. I mean, whatever. I'm not going down that rabbit hole right now. But congratulations to Leon Edwards. That was his lightning in a bottle moment. And congratulations to Kamaru Usman for getting the opportunity to have this fucking enormous mountain to climb, which I'm envious, dude. I really am. But, yeah, congratulations to Costa, Rockhold, everybody. Fucking great night, man. I'm going to do a video about Rockhold. Definitely watch it. If you love the sport, if you like this video, trust me, watch the one I do about Rockhold. It'll be better. That's what I got. Love you guys, and peace.